Lyneal, this is for you, Mr. Carruthers. Not Cretia, not Renee. This is going to be specific for Lyneal Carruthers. Let me explain something. I felt like, as a psychologist, you were studying me for Bobby and Keith, where again, a very high signature from Alan Page or Michael Davis, where you came from another city or state to study in Minnesota. You now were sexually abusing me. And as Cretia said to me the other day, we wanted to be like you and her and role model, be very clear about the men in black. I said that security guard from the Holiday down there on Washington, I said that one day when I was having that Nissan and I was in a panic about gas. It was like the honeybee had been torn down, and I'm going to go to the owners, Lyneal Carruthers, because you might not be an owner. Roland Baker Sr., my uncle, might be an owner because of all the money he's collected over the years and the investments he made, where again, family involvement didn't really happen here as far as I knew, except for BLO. Only Linda Baker and her daughter, Punkin, as far as I knew, worked at BLO, because I could never get a job there. That would be the only time I thought that I applied for a company that might have had a family connection. But as Lyneal, the Men in Black, was patrolling that Holiday, where I drove up one night looking, because I thought they were open. They were building it. It was changing from Honeybee to Holiday. They were now getting a corporate contract, I thought, or a private contract where you had to have a lot of money. I thought that particular incident with that security guard is what made me react the way I did at Royal Tobacco. Now, the Royal Tobacco guy, who I thought, Michael Ford, was over-steroided, quite ugly, not attractive to me. I didn't give a fuck what he owned, how much money he had. Wouldn't have been somebody I laid with, was stalking me at Kowalski's. And I thought he told me it was from me coming into Royal Tobacco. Because, I felt like through Bobby Joe Champion, Keith Ellison, they were now telling me that this is how it's going to go, and I can't go against their government, which, Lyneal, you're under as the police, which that Men in Black security guard, Lyneal, that was at that Holiday, where that girl came out and handed me them glasses. Remind yourself, Lyneal, I thought it was from the transit beatdown. I had been preaching about Bobby Joe up there, Bobby Joe Champion, specific to Nona. I would walk up to Nona and tell Nona, just Nona. I'd be preaching about everything else, but I'd go to Nona and I'd tell Nona specifically, as a family connection, get your brother, right? Because she said it was her brother. And I felt like as she was now implementing a new line of police under Bobby Joe Champion as Senator Ilhan Omar, where you're allowing Bobby to create his own police through, again, your Way and Means Committee, where you were assigned by Nancy Pelosi in Washington to be okay, I thought it was discriminatory. And I thought under an ideology from Karen Wells that they were now trying to teach black men. And you said my son needed to be taught through Lyneal what a black man was. So I'm going to ask Lyneal, are you a black man and my son should role model you? Because did you have me beat up for the transit situation? Because remember now, when I came to your house, right, Lyneal, not Cretia's, your house, people in your house was mentally, in my mind, antagonizing me and provoking me in your house, right, Lyneal? My family, under Lyneal's guidance of the psychology department, was now, in my mind, fucking with me. So I was talking shit on that Facebook page because I said Marisha, being so young, should not be involved in the drama. Because, my daughter loved her, Cretia. My daughter watched her with love and pride. I don't think my daughter was harming Marisha in any way, shape, or form. But Marisha might not remember Shayla. Marisha, again, coming to my daughter's funeral, where we buried Shayla, Jackie Baker, Vernee Baker, might, again, feel some type of way. Because, again, on one hand, under psychology, cleaning up the neighborhood, where I only smoked weed, Lyneal. I didn't do any other drugs, Lyneal. I wasn't paranoid, Lyneal. I did a damn good job watching that little girl, making sure from, again, the time her mama put me in charge, that she was prepared to get to Head Start, who then took over and made sure she was ready for kindergarten, right? My job at that point was done. I said, put your kid in a place that's going to educate her. I said, put her on the list now. Don't wait till 3. You be very clear, Lyneal, if you influenced Marisha, Milan. That's why I said what I said on my Facebook, because you would then be, again, influencing children to antagonize, provoke adults. And that's not what we're supposed to be teaching children, are we, Lyneal? No, Lyneal, we are not. That would be teaching them to hate. That would be teaching them to hurt with pride. No remorse, Lyneal. So instead of saying it to their face, because they're children, I put it on my Facebook. Because again, if Marisha's trolling my Facebook page, Krisha, and you were trolling my kid's Facebook page, not me, because again, they're going to be kids. You were a kid, Krisha. You did kid things, right, Krisha? You want to talk about what you did as a kid, Krisha? Did you steal as a kid, Krisha? Do you steal now? Is it a behavior that you did as a child and you grew out of? Or is it something you never fucking did in your life? Because again, we don't want our kids to learn to steal, do we? We don't want to teach our children these bad behaviors, do we? So as again, I talked about that shit on my Facebook page, Lyneal. If you and Bobby had me beat up at the transit, Ilhan Omar now has to pay for you. Because I said Ilhan Omar, the congressional leader, Bobby Joe Champion, the senator, with the budget, Lyneal. That budget trips to Egypt, Alaska, Florida, California, and any other motherfucking state you might have taken my niece to. Again, as her husband. Right, Lyneal? Leading the family in a great way, where my sister Vernay, I felt, influenced your daughters, Tasia and Lyric. No! No, no, no. Do not disturb me. Keep it pushing. I feel like, again, Bobby, Keith, Dawn, Michael Davis, Alan Page, Willie McGee, Lyneal Carruthers, that we are playing such a motherfucking game that you ain't got no shame, no remorse, and you seem to have thought as a Tuskegee study, which again in a court of law was found to be wrong, was okay. And if you sexually abused me in any way, shape, or form, my size, the wetness of my pussy, the dryness of my pussy, if you studied me too long, Lyneal, thinking it was appropriate, I thought it was rape, bruh. I thought seeing you up there at that spot where you said, why you got to do it right here, Sharon, with your fake weed, where you again might have laced it, giving me some medication I don't need, trying to control me, I said was domestic abuse way back in 2015-16, before that little ignorant bitch was elected to congressional seat. And as Keith stepped down, knowing it was domestic abuse, and he hired a terrorist, I wanted her motherfucking head on a platter, Mitch McConnell. Like a Thanksgiving motherfucking dinner, bitch!